Unreal Kickstart course. So my name is Sjoerd Jong. I lead the evangelism team in Europe. I've been using the Unreal Engine since 1999, so we're now at about 20 years. Started with Unreal Engine 1, then went to 2, then 3, and now we're at 4. And in general, I do anything that's content or blueprint related. So I'm not a programmer, and I also don't touch animation and audio, but everything else are things I've worked with over the years.
And my name is Mario Palmero. I'm evangelist in Europe, southern region of Europe, and I've been working with Unreal for at least 8 hours already. And mostly I've been programmer and also a bit of technical art, also a bit of animator, so almost anything related to the game development.
I hope more than 8 hours though.
8 hours, is it? 8 years, yeah.
Right. So just to intro this course for a minute, it's an 8-part series of presentations, and it's meant to give you the big picture perspective of Unreal Engine 4. So rather than being a step-by-step guide in how to do particular things in the engine, we're approaching this from a different angle. We don't want to talk about, specifically how to use feature A or feature B in the engine. What we would like to do is give an overview that aims at showing you the engine as a whole, at least regarding these eight subjects. So what is available in the engine? Why is it there? Maybe at times a little bit of history or background or perspective on it in general. How did it end up there and why did we make it? But also therefore going over the terminology. What are all the different features called? How do they tie together? And any advice and best practices. So it approaches it from a different angle. It aims to show you what's in the engine so you understand what to look at first, maybe where to look up additional information, where to look up specific step-by-step tutorials for particular things. Okay. So that means the focus is on providing that overview of everything that's in the engine. How do those features and tools relate to each other? Getting familiar with the names and the terminology, and the perspective on how we've designed the engine, and in turn advice and recommended way on using it or things to take into account. Essentially, this is about, if we would have started with Unreal Engine yesterday, what would we have wished someone would have told us? It's a bit of that. Okay. So 8 subjects as mentioned: engine structure, rendering, world building, materials, blueprint, programming, character, and animation. And each of those is divided in 3 sections in turn. So we got philosophy and intro. That'll be brief for each of them, just to get into the right mindset. And then the majority of the focus is going to be on a schematic overview, which are large, schematics. So a visual representation of what's in the engine and different tools. And then a section on advice, any advice that hasn't been covered yet in the schematic overview.